Hello, guys.
Hey.
Naomi's here again. She's muscling in on our male-only space.
You invited me.
Yeah, but that's because you were like sitting over there and you were like.
I wasn't even being sad. I was reading a manga.
Because a manga, Naomi.
Manga.
Because normally you work Sunday mornings and today you're not working.
Nope.
And the main reason you're not working is because
My boss is going on vacation for this week. So I'm not working today. So I can work my 32 hours.
So you have to do all of her normal shifts.
Yep.
Which means that you can't do your normal shifts.
Yeah.
So wait, who's doing your shift today then?
The other one. The other...
What's the other one?
The other person who can do office shifts is just not as good as me.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, you don't want to say her name, do you?
No.
Why not? Just the first name.
No.
Her name is Dickbagger.
I can confirm that it is not.
Just dox everyone, Naomi. It's okay. Just dox everyone who works at your workplace.
I'm not like you. I don't keep docs folders on my bookmarks tab for everyone to see. So,
Yeah. Hi, guys. What's going on? Welcome to the Weekly Sip. Naomi has to be here sussing about for today, but that's okay.
You're such a fucking liar.
You know what?
Ow. Stop pinching me.
Ah, man, I needed this coffee, and I shouldn't have waited this long to have it, but here we are.
Yeah.
Naomi deserves to be here. She suffered through Kina too much.
I agree.
So those of you who don't know Naomi, she is my girlfriend.
Hi.
She doesn't have a penis, despite what everyone says.
Nope.
Well, we're not going to tell the lore, are we?
Nah. It's too early to tell the lore today.
Everyone keeps thinking that I'm dating Lilith, or that you're Lilith.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. Lilith's American.
Yeah, Lilith's American. But hey, in the pinned comment in the stream, in the chat, is my gaming channel. Lilith is there pretty regularly. Not Lilith. Naomi is there pretty regularly.
Wow, Dove.
Oh, fuck you.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still waking up.
You're just gonna make the confusion even worse. Just
I'm
stop.
still waking up.
Just stop.
I'm still fucking waking up. Jesus, okay? Come on, man.
What about Dave? Dave is fine. He just needs to learn not to rage.
Okay, so I guess before we start the news, I should give you the community stuff before we start. Okay, so we have a gaming channel called Game Boomers. It's that pinned comment. Click on it and follow it, please. It's also on YouTube as Game Boomers too, but we stream primarily on Twitch.
Yeah.
Mainly because you can send your Twitch Prime sub over there, so you should do it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, what's also more important though, guys, is that well, one, Naomi's been on it recently, and you've been like raging at Kina Bridge of Spirits.
Oh yeah, because it's hard.
We should go back to that soon, so you can.
I'm bad at games.
We should go back to that soon. Maybe we can do it tomorrow because you're off Monday, Tuesday, right?
No, I'm off today and tomorrow. You moron! How many times do I have to tell you this?
You want to do Kina tonight then?
We just discussed it.
You want to play Kina tonight?
We have to go away.
Wait, no, we don't.
After Skaven.
No, we don't.
Yes.
No, we don't.
Never mind. Let's not have this conversation.
Wait, are we going somewhere after Skaven tonight?
Yes, to
Where?
my sisters.
Oh, that's right.
Guys, he's so stupid.
I thought we were doing it after the sip and before Skaven.
Oh, God.
Wait, you're just being lazy. You don't want to go right now, do you? You don't want to go right after the stream, do you?
Wasn't even that. Is that you wanted to do work between the two. And so we were going to go
Listen,
after.
I can do whatever I work from home. I can do whatever I want. Okay. Jesus Christ. Are we having this conversation on the fucking stream right now?
No, we're not. I keep trying to stop it and you keep continuing it. So how about we just move on, you fucking moron?
Okay, so anyway, we could play Kina tonight if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're actually talking about is that Dave was gone from the channel for like a week. And I told the whole story, I think, a couple nights ago as to why Dave was gone from the channel for a while. But basically, he should we just tell it again? I mean,
No.
Well, hold on.
See, that's why you guys have to watch Game Boomers to get all that extra juicy
I
gossip
guess.
lore.
If you want to get the deep lore of what happens behind the scenes here,
Go watch Game Boomers.
with me and Naomi and my editor Dave, you gotta watch watch Game Boomers.
Yep.
But anyway, Dave came back and he was still kind of in pain from what happened, and we do a stream last night, okay? And last night we played. We finished up Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin.
Which is terrible.
It was a terrible fucking game. But okay, Dave raged so hard last night at the trying to beat the final boss of that game that he gave himself heart palpitations.
I can't.
Like, it's not funny because
No, it is
it
really
is funny. It's not funny, but it is funny because he actually did it. He actually. And then, because we beat the game early, we decided to try playing Salt and Sacrifice, which is the sequel to Salt and Sanctuary, which is a game that we loved. We played on the channel back when it came out. We loved that game. And Dave's like, I can't, I'm fucking going, ah! So we had to, like, stop the stream. It's like, imagine getting so angry at a game that you, like, cause your heart to fail.
Well, like, I mean, wasn't he already having on and off heart palpitations? Just in general, when he
not
was
before
getting
this.
when he was getting too stressed, yes.
Well, yeah, it was like a year ago, though.
Yeah, well, it doesn't go away.
It goes away if you take care of yourself.
Dave needs hazard pay. Rage quit life. Okay.
Ooh, this is an especially bitter coffee today.
Why is it bitter? Did you not put sugar in it?
A little bit less. I'm cutting down.
Oh, okay.
It's unsafe working conditions, Dev. Yeah, we were fighting the final boss, and he was raging so fucking hard he caused himself to have heart palpitations, and he had to like go and lie down and like have like a cold shower and shit.
But at least it helped.
Yeah, it did. It did help. It did help. Yeah. Dave raged out of his own body.
Not yet. He's still alive.
Dude, he almost like threw the PlayStation 5 controller, and I was like, "Don't! It costs like $100. Don't throw the controller." Dave's pain means he's a more committed gamer than Dev.
Accurate, considering he plays more games on the stream than you.
Oh, fuck off. But anyway, so we called that stream early. Because Dave was like, I need to fucking let out, dude. And okay, but at least we beat Final Fantasy. That's over.
But you guys shouldn't have even been playing in the first place because it's so bad.
Well, now we're almost into Kirby now. We just have to be after the end stuff, like the like the bonus stuff to beat for Kirby. And then we're also playing a Rogue Legacy 2, which I'm really actually enjoying. It's actually a really good game. Guys, any of you who actually played Salt and Sanctuary, Salt and Sacrifice is not a good game. No, and here's why. Okay, they changed it. Okay, so basically it's a 2D Dark Souls, and it's about halfway between like pure Dark Souls and like Hollow Knight kind of Metroidvania. Salt and Sanctuary. It has like the Metroidvania like world where you like unlock things and like get moves and go back and unlock other things and like twists around itself. Okay, but also it has the level up system where you have to you get salt from enemies, and you can level up at save points. And then it also has, if you die, you have to go back and get your salt that you dropped. It has that, and it also has like a lot of rolling mechanics and dodge mechanics and just like really hard bosses. So it's a 2D Dark Souls, okay? However, in Salt and Sacrifice, they took all that shit out.
Oh no.
Okay? So here's how Salt and Sacrifice works. Firstly, the game is structured not like a Metroidvania, but like Monster Hunter. So you have like your central town that you can like hang out in. And then you get a mission from a license board that was kind of hanging out in the town. And then you go to a portal that leads you to the level. And then in the level you find the boss, and then you beat the boss, and you go back and get the next mission. So there's no actual exploration Metroidvania component of it at all. It's not a Metroidvania anymore. So anything you liked about the map and the way the world was laid out and all that stuff, all gone. All not. It's not in the game. Now it's a Monster Hunter alike, not a Metroidvania. Okay. Secondly, when you collect salt, and you finally unlock the ability to level up, the salt seems to only level up your health. You have to get like these star stones to level up your other stats.
I wonder if they just like misunderstood the reason why people liked their first game.
Maybe you want to try something new, like
maybe, I don't know. I always wonder that, like when game devs make second games that are just so much worse than the first game. It's like, did you guys just misunderstand what made the first game good?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to try something new, try it with a different game. Just make an original game with these new things that you kind of want to try out, and don't ruin the first game's reputation.
So, Shogoth theorized that it's because Metroidvanias have become so popular in the indie game community, people just don't want to do them anymore. I can see that being the case. Like
yeah,
every indie game is Metroidvania now.
Yeah, but if you made a game that's already a Metroidvania and you're just like, let's make a sequel and make it nothing like the first game, then like how can you just assume that it will not be a failure if you're gonna attach the first game's name to it? Like, everyone's dumb.
I know.
Everyone's dumb.
Where the Minecraft server at, it's currently sitting in my closet. I know. Naomi also bugs me to get it up and running. I will eventually.
Like every week, guys, I'm bugging him.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's just, man, like, sometimes I just get wrapped up in other things. And honestly, like, this week was especially bad, just IRL stuff. So. Don't worry. I'll try to do it soon, okay?
Soon TM.
Don't be so mean to me.
I'm gonna be bones by the time the soon TM is up.
Fine. Naomi will remind me every day instead of every week now.
Okay, sure. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You can't get mad at me, though.
No, I won't.
I don't believe you.
Fuck
That face says, I'm gonna say that and then forget I said it and then get mad at you.
So, by the way, we actually should go to your sister's after the
Okay,
stream right away.
sure.
Are you okay with that?
I guess. I don't think she's gonna be awake, but sure.
It'll be like 12 by... Okay, we're waking her up. I don't give a fuck. We're waking her up.
She's a teenager. She's not gonna be awake. Anyway.
So, that's what happened with the streams recently, but we're back. I have to say, I said we're back like 15 billion times this year, but we're back. Dave is no longer dead. Naomi is capable of...
Being a person.
You're actually like... You know what? You did pretty well with Kina. Oh, seriously. Like, you're getting better at it. Listen, okay, guys, if you haven't played Kena Bridge of Spirits is basically like Dark Souls if you're 11 years old and you're like trying to play your first Dark Souls game, because it has some pretty hard bosses that require you to like dodge and roll and get out of the way, but it's not as hard as Dark Souls is, like, at all. So it's like baby's first Dark Souls, and it's actually a pretty good game otherwise. So you've been like raging at it, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's literally your first Dark Souls. Like, you can't play
Technically not my first Dark Souls.
Okay, you played Bloodborne, you couldn't fucking get through it.
Yeah, no, I have played Bloodborne and I think Dark Souls 3, and I had to stop because I couldn't get through like a certain level in each of them. So I just couldn't do it, and I was like, all right, this is fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Naomi.
I have to stop because I'm bad at video games.
Okay. So I guess we should probably get on to the news, huh?
Probably.
So we haven't had any super chats yet, and that's okay. I'm not complaining. But just to let you know, since we're doing the news now, we won't be reading super chats, if there are any, until the very end.
Okay.
So.
You say so, Dev.
Oh, that's good. You just taste it. Just taste it.
No, I don't
I want you to taste the bitter coffee.
I don't even like bitter coffee. I like frou-frou coffees. Thank you very much.
Frou-frou?
Frou-frou.
Frou-frou? Why frou-frou?
Because they're good.
I don't want to play any Souls-like harder than Jedi Fallen Order. Really? That wasn't that hard, though, Jedi Fallen Order. It was kind of hard.
If Dave was able to make his way through
well,
it,
Dave,
not that hard.
I know, like, Spooky was making fun of Dave raging at how he couldn't, like, play the final... He couldn't beat the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
Stug, $2 for a super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I am actually pretty fat. And then $5 from Brick Muppet. Dave not Deal anymore. Dave the Lich King.
Oh, that would be a good Halloween costume for Dave. It's just being a Lich King.
Just being a fucking skeleton.
Yeah.
You just have to go outside naked.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. I know that you're like, you didn't play World of Warcraft back when in its prime.
No.
Didn't I show you the Wrath of the Lich King trailer though?
Yes.
And it was like fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Where he like wakes the dragon up and shit.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
Yeah. And the game was good too.
Yeah.
Name me VTuber debut when that happened April 1st. But thanks, Rusty, for the $5. Do you actually want to do that?
No.
Do you want to be a lolly?
No, I'm good.
Why not?
I do not necessarily condone lollies, so.
But do you want to? Okay, how about you want to be like a big old giant titter?
No, I'm already that in real life.
Here, let me just.
Fuck off.
How much do I weigh? Lots. How tall am I? I'm 5'7". I'm actually short and fat. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
Looking for my son. Can you help me?
No.
That's a meme. But thank you, Patrick Sloan.
The answer is still no, whether it's a meme or not.
Do you know anything about my father's murder? Do you know what happened on the day of the incident?
Nope.
Shenmue?
I didn't play it because it's
Yes,
a
you
bad
did.
game.
You were there for the... Okay, hold on.
Bad game.
Okay, guys, during our Shenmue playthrough...
Oh my god.
During our Shenmue playthrough on Game Boomers, the first stream, you were part of it.
I don't even remember.
Because I wanted you to try and hold the Dreamcast controller, and you were like confused because the cord comes out of the bottom. So you were like, "How do I fucking?" You're like holding it upside down. You remember that?
No.
And you were like, "How do I? How does this work?" Like you couldn't understand it. You couldn't. It was funny. Come on, it was funny.
Swear to God.
Listen,
Can we just do the articles, please, instead of
watching
reading all
Naomi
stupid shit?
watching Naomi try to play on use a Dreamcast controller was like the highlight of my year back in like 2020 or whatever it was.
Press X to Jason. Jason.
Jason.
Jason.
Jason. Sean.
Fine.
That was a funny playthrough.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
We had some fun playing that game. We had some fun playing that game on the channel. Dude, go. Okay, here. You know what?
Stop shilling Game Boomers
no,
so hard.
I'm shilling
Stop.
Game Boomers. Listen. The gaming channel pinned is the Twitch channel. But if you go to Game Boomers on YouTube, I think just Game Boomer with an S. Go to Game Boomer on YouTube. You'll notice there's like a playthroughs for all of our old playthroughs, and it's so much fucking fun.
Okay.
No, seriously.
There's some boring stuff in there. I'm not gonna lie. To
Yeah,
you.
but like we're having a good time. We're having a good time.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
I'm gonna bully I'm bullying my girlfriend.
Ow. Fuck. Okay. Stop.
I wanted to bully you. Wait, hold on. Do that ring to the microphone. Okay, I can't actually do that voice. Here, talk with that voice.
Dev is a cock, and you will die with my penis in his butt.
Get out of here. So, okay, we're gonna. Wait, why are you sitting on the blanket?
Because the blanket's on the chair.
You just did it. You
Yes.
didn't think. All right.
Blankets are comfy. Fuck
Jesus
off.
Christ. Okay. Sorry, Naomi. Dev always spends like 2 hours in community stuff and whatever random tangents into his brain before getting to the news.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
Yes, that's how it is. Well, no, usually I like to aim for about 15 minutes, and we're now getting up to 18 minutes. That's pretty good.
You aim for 15 minutes and then go on for like 2 hours. That's bad.
Fuck you. Okay, shall we? Hold on. Gotta shill first. So, if you want to support the channel, you can give a $5 recurring monthly tip to any of the following 4 sources: Patreon, Subscribe Star, the YouTube memberships button, and the Game Boomer sub button. Those 4 things get you into the $5 club for life. $100 to PayPal. Actually, no. I said it wrong. Those 4 things get you in there monthly. It's $100 get you into the $5 club for life.
You're dumb.
No. Also, you can send us packages. I think we have 2 packages currently waiting. So when we get 5 packages at the PO box, we open packages on stream. So that's the plan.
I don't know why the limit's 5, but sure.
Because I don't want to break out the camera every fucking time.
Why not? It's fun.
Yeah, but it's more fun to have
Nah.
like a lot to do.
Nah.
It's more fun to have a lot to do.
Nah.
Also, yes, Naomi is literally a midget.
I'm not a midget. I'm 5 foot. I am 5 foot. I'm not a midget. You have to be, I think, shorter than like 4'8" or something to be legally considered a midget.
All I have to do is just put my hands on your shoulders and push down a bit, and you'll be a midget.
Fuck you.
Shut up! Shut up! Yeah, Naomi's actually one of like those short stack goblin GFs. Yep.
God damn it, Dragon Fett, stop!
Topic idea: liberals saying student debt is slavery. They're so stupid. Okay, you know what?
Everything's slavery.
The whole like relieve our student debt. It's so dumb. Okay, you know. Okay, the biggest indicator of lifetime success: 1, IQ; 2, conscientiousness; 3, whether or not you have a college degree. All right, in that order. So, the fact that people with college degrees and people without college degrees, that's actually like what determines whether or not you're gonna have like success in life. And people with degrees want the government to give them more money. Like, shut the fuck up. Fuck you. You are not the working poor. You are not somebody who's living in a fucking trap house. Like, fuck off. it's so entitled. It's so stupid. Pay your fucking debt.
Well, also, I mean, post-secondary education could also just not cost so much. But that's a separate conversation we're not going to have today.
Yeah, also, it's way worse in the United States than it is in Canada.
I'm not saying it's not. That's why I don't want to move to America.
Well, you're not getting a degree in America. Okay, let's go. Let's go. We're gonna do the articles now. Here we go. Let's begin.
Wow.
First 2022 U.S. case of monkeypox confirmed in Massachusetts. Monkeypox is the big new scare right now, guys. Apparently, the smallpox vaccine also works with it, though, and we had smallpox vaccines in high school or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I never remember like what vaccines need boosters or not, because it's been so many years, and my parents were like so not doctor people that I don't know what I need anymore.
I don't think I've had a vaccine since high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing, guys. I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again real quick. How it works in high school, at least when I was in high school, what you had to do is you had to get vaccines to graduate. There was like a number of things. You had to complete so many courses. You had to do I think you had to do 40 hours of community service, and then you had to get vaccines. And I think a couple other things too. And that's how you become eligible to graduate from high school. And so you could get the vaccines anytime you want, but you had to get them before you graduate. So, like, literally a week before graduation, I got all my vaccines because I was just too lazy.
You're so dumb. See, I don't, like, did you have to go out of your way to do it? They just had them, like, they had them come to school and do it there, right?
Yeah, they had, like, certain days.
You're just dumb. You're just lazy. Yeah.
No, it's not so much laziness. Well, I mean, it's kind of laziness. But it's also just,
laziness.
like...
Don't fucking lie with
they would have,
excuses,
like...
Dev.
So, like, in, like, grade 10, there would be, like, okay, well, the nurse is going to be at the school on this day to administer the vaccine. Everyone needs to make sure you get there if you can show up. And I'd be like... I'm just going to stay home and play video games.
Yeah.
And so I skipped every single possible day. Because I wanted those free days, man. Like, what the fuck? I don't want to have to, like, go to school. Who the fuck wants to go to school?
Why would you skip the whole day? Like, it was generally only, like, a period.
Because, fuck it.
Whatever.
Okay, so. First 2022 U.S. case of monkeypox. Look at those things.
That is actually mildly terrifying. Those look really painful. And, like, I want to pop them, but it would be but it would be worse to pop them. So you
would it be actually? I mean, it would probably hurt more, but would it be good or bad for you?
No, I'm not saying it would be necessarily good or bad. I'm just saying, in all likelihood, it would be worse, but just because of the way they look. Even though that makes no sense.
It looks pretty bad.
Yeah, it does.
And, like, this is actually, like, a mild case. Like, I've seen some worse cases on the internet, and holy fuck, dude.
Bleh.
But yeah, that looks reasonably poppable.
Bleh.
Massachusetts Department of Public Health to confirm a single case of monkeypox virus infection in adult male with recent travel to Canada. So yeah, what's going on with the whole monkeypox thing, guys, is that there was, like, it's been eradicated in first world countries, but it's still around in West Africa. Someone flew with monkeypox from West Africa to the UK, and then there was a breakout in the UK, and then it broke out across Europe and Canada and the US, just from travel.
Wait, doesn't the UK, like, you have to have specific vaccines to go to the UK?
Yeah.
Don't they check for that upon arrival, or am I wrong?
Maybe like a breakthrough case or something.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. I'm from Massachusetts. My boy fought a monkey and got some bumps. Now they're saying it's a new pandemic. It's not. It's a salty monkey lost a fight. Thanks, House of Oz. All right, buddy. Yeah, and actually, something that we learned about monkeypox from this outbreak is that it's sexually transmitted.
So that, yeah,
we didn't know that before.
So someone just fucked a monkey.
Someone fucked a monkey?
Yeah.
Jesus
that doesn't
Christ.
surprise me.
Jesus Christ.
That doesn't surprise me.
Anyway. Confirmed initial testing was completed late Tuesday in State Public Health Laboratory in Jamaica Plain. Okay. Contact tracing approach. The case poses no risk to the public, and the individual is hospitalized and in good condition. Monkeypox is a rare, potentially serious viral illness that typically begins with flu-like illness and swelling of the lymph nodes and progresses to a rash in the face and body. Most infections last 2 to 4 weeks. It has like a 10% death rate, though. It's kind of rough. Parts of Central and West Africa, where monkeypox occurs, people can be exposed through bites or scratches from rodents and small mammals, preparing wild game, or having contact with an infected animal, or possibly animal products. Virus does not spread easily between people. But it turns out that we discovered that it's actually sexually transmitted, which we didn't know before. Transmission can occur through contact with bodily fluids, monkeypox sores, items. I guess that's why you don't pop them then.
Yeah.
You don't want to get all that shit out.
Yeah, see, I was right. It's worse.
Yeah. Well, what if you, like, just pop them in the shower then? And just drain it all down.
Well then
And just
it would be
bleach your shower.
well, no, then it'd be infected animal life, so then it would still spread throughout the community.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, if like a squirrel bit you or something.
Yeah.
So no, Dev.
I mean, if you
No,
have these, God damn it, Naomi. Anyway, in any case, this is the new big thing. Everyone's freaking out about monkeypox, even though there's only been like fucking 20 cases or some shit. But people are like, it's gonna be the next COVID.
Swear to God, if we shut down all full countries because of one virus every year, then everyone's just gonna die from economic collapse.
Dude, I have a feeling that they're gonna try to push more lockdowns after the Ontario election after the summer's going. Yeah. All right. Let's continue. I'll read super chats after the articles, okay, guys? But thank you. Hold on. I'll go on to the top. Okay. Cocaine dealing woman who tried to flush her pet monkey down the toilet and filmed herself offering it cocaine is spared jail time after police saved the animal.
Why is she spared jail time? What the fuck?
Okay.
If you offer a monkey cocaine, you should go to jail.
Vicky Holland, 38 years old, made 22 videos of her mistreating the tame marmoset she fed on burgers, kebabs, and sausages. That's some pretty good eating. A court was shown a video of the animal cowering in a toilet bowl and Holland goading it by saying she was going to flush it. The RSPCA only became aware of the animal's misery when police raided her home in Newport in a drugs bust. In a video, Holland can be heard saying to the marmoset, "Want some coke? Lick my fingers." She was jailed for 20 months, suspended for 2 years in November over the cocaine haul, and appeared in court in May where she was ordered to pay more than £4,000. She's now been banned from keeping animals for life and given a 12-week jail term. Jesus.
Okay, scroll down.
Want some coke? Lick my finger.
Jesus.
Got some right here.
I don't want to see these.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Nope. No, I'm not
She's
looking.
flushing the fucking... Like, what an asshole.
Yep. Okay.
Holy fuck.
Uh,
Jesus. Like, look how sad he looks.
no, I don't want to look. It's too sad.
He has, like, the meme, like, crying eyes that are pasted on, but it's actually real. Those are her real... This is real eyes. All right. Wow.
Also, she should be sent to jail for that outfit alone. That's all I wanted to say.
I mean, she looks like... You know what she looks like? She looks like somebody who'd be really fun to abuse.
Yeah.
You just slap her around.
No.
Ram your dick into her nipple or something.
Why do you always say that? You can't ram your dick into a nipple.
There's just pores.
No. Well, yes, but no. Oh god, that makes like that giantess fetish like a different level in my brain now. Thinking about how nipples have pores. Oh god.
Jesus. All right. The animal is terrified as a result of her aggression and abuse while within a toilet bowl. I need the toilet. Shall I flush it? She called the animal a fucking twat and don't attack me. Jesus Christ. Like, what a fucking asshole.
Yep. How about PETA murders her instead of pets?
Jesus. Dude, I'm 100% okay with just abusing this woman and turning into a public toilet. Like, fuck her. Fuck her, dude.
Yeah.
What a terrible fucking human being. I bet she has live, laugh, love everywhere. Oh, God. Okay, that's enough of this. That's enough of this nonsense. What's next? Right, this is the headliner. This is the person. I thought this person was black at first. I'm like, no, just a really tanned white person. Okay.
Wait, really? They're not black?
Wichita cops identified the poopatrator who defecated in the middle of a beauty store.
Why do people poop in public places?
Yeah, get closer to the mic, by the way. Turn it more towards it. You fucking grumbler. Don't cough into it. Get out of here. That's too close now. Okay. The poopatrator, guys. Police in Wichita, Kansas are on the hunt for a suspect they dubbed the poopatrator, who defecated in the middle of a beauty store last week. Authorities did not release the woman's name, but said Tuesday they have confirmed the identity of the public enemy number 2. All these fucking puns, dude. Who was caught on surveillance camera going to the bathroom in an aisle of a mid-K beauty supply store. Jesus Christ.
Why?
According to the police, the defecation was significant enough that 8 wigs were destroyed as a result.
Gee,
Was
how
she,
do
like,
you destroy 8 wigs?
Was she like
with
wiping
pooping?
them?
I don't
She was probably
know.
wiping herself.
There's not enough information.
The incident was caught on camera, but for the good of all of you, we are not posting the footage of the offending fecal assault, Wichita cops said. We have already confirmed that this is not Amber Heard, so please stop calling and emailing that info, the department quipped in the comments. Wow.
Oh, Jesus. Why?
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Yeah, this is like some...
America appropriating Indian culture.
Dude, this is literally some this is literally
I don't even know how to...
some India shit. Designated shitting streets.
Good. But it's not a street. It was an aisle with wigs.
Yeah, okay, fine. It's just like the people of Walmart thing. That's what this is.
Yeah, pretty much.
People of Walmart.
Yeah, someone escaped from their Walmart hotel.
They are brunette wigs now. Oh god.
Oh god.
All right, what's next? Doctor appears in court accused of depositing his semen in a cup of tea he gave to a woman. It's not Putin, by the way. It's not Putin.
Pretty sure it's not Putin.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Doctors appeared in court accused of depositing his semen in a cup of tea he gave to a woman. Dr. Nicholas John Chapman, 54, who is currently suspended from his post, denies the allegation. The details of the case against him are outlined during a 40-minute hearing. Dr. Chapman of Kingston St. Mary is charged with attempting to cause a woman aged 16 or over to engage in sexual activity. No penetration without her consent. Wow.
Jesus.
Holy fuck. Was it Giles?
No, wait,
Gills?
is there Giles?
Giles Tippett, prosecuting, told the 2 magistrates overseeing the hearing, the victim discovered a substance at the bottom of her cup when she finished the drink. The Mr. Tippett said the incident was reported to the police 3 days later, and a laboratory test confirmed the substance was a semen that related to the doctor.
Why is it phrased that way?
I don't know. So he's denying it. He was born in South Africa, where he qualified as a doctor at the University of Cape Town in 1983. He was given the chance to defend himself at the trial in the magistrate's court. He to be tried in front of a judge and jury at Taunton Crown Court. He will face a plea and trial preparation hearing on Monday, reducing conditional bail in order not to contact any named witnesses. All right. So I guess he just decided to nut in this girl's teacup.
But like, wouldn't the Buffy remake is gross.
Hold on. Dragon Fat, I cracked my mouse over that monkey news. Thanks, Dev.
You're welcome. Like, wouldn't you be able to like tell if there's something weird in the tea? Because I don't know.
Creamy. Don't worry about it.
But I don't know how. Like, maybe if you stir it really well, but I want to know like how well like semen distributes in a hot cup of water. Like, I feel like you would be. I feel like it wouldn't. I don't know. I don't understand.
So, this is not as bad though as the news article that I read like 6 months ago, where there was a guy going around with syringes filled with his semen, and he was like injecting girls with it. He just like run up to a girl and just like inject them and run away.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Inject them with his fucking cum. What the fuck? Things are so weird nowadays, dude. Okay.
I think it's just more that we're hearing about them more often.
Yeah, maybe.
Find them.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Transgender surfer Sasha Jane Lowerson claims historic victory in the WA Longboard Championships. Now, when I did my video on trans women in cis women's sports, the argument that I had was that the biological advantage of going through a male puberty is not diminished even after years of being on HRT. And this person was good enough to be crowned men's champion 3 years earlier. Then they transitioned and they won the women's championship. Like, this feels like it could be a troll. Like, I just wanted to win both. I wanted my name to be both of them. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Okay. West Australian longboarder Sasha Jane Lowerson, the first transgender woman to compete in surfing, has claimed historic victory. 43-year-old, who was crowned the men's champion 3 years earlier, won both the Open Women's and Open Lager divisions on her home beach in Avalon.
Actually, you know what I'm slightly more impressed by? That they're like 40 and winning surfer championships as a man or a woman. Like, you know, that's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Laurison's also been an outspoken advocate for transgender athletes. He is a former League Lumber Tour competitor and surfboard shaper. Okay, they transitioned last year. They've transitioned for 1 year. They've only been transitioning for 1 year, and this is ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous, in my opinion. To be the first transgender woman competing in surfing has been an easy ride emotionally, with the amount of support I've been showed has been phenomenal, and I'm so grateful to be involved, welcomed, and embraced within the longboard community in Australia. I've been surfing since I was a little boy. Okay. I was a good junior surfer. I was surfing against grown men at 14 and winning. I knew at a very young age I was a normal boy. Yeah. For the best part of my life, I thought that Sasha, could never live. I had to put her in a box, something a lot of girls experience. About every 2 years, I wanted to kill myself, and I've had a good go at it. I had a real wake-up call, suicide attempt in 2020, and I thought, what are you doing? You are living a lie. I made a decision to be truthful to me and the world, and that is when I decided to unveil Sasha as such. I started a medical transition at the start of 2021, and up until then, I hid from people surfing. I stopped surfing for 6 months. I basically took 6 months out of the water. Then I woke up one morning and said, no, it's been my life. I just can't walk away from my passion in my life. Okay. So, this person seems to have blown away the competition.
Yep.
By quite a bit. Look at these scores. Okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, they don't show a picture of this person. Like, that's not her. That's somebody else. They don't show a picture of this person in the article. So, I did dig one up.
Oh, did you? I'm ready. Well, I mean, that is, mildly understandable considering their age.
Yeah, but I've seen some trans women who are 40 and actually look like women.
And have been transitioning for only a year?
That's kind of the problem, right? Like, I don't think you can really look like a girl if you transition 1 year at fucking 42. It's impossible at this point. Like, you've missed your window.
Well, I mean, you could just, like, depending on how many plastic surgeries you can get at the same time.
Well, yeah, but, like, I can show you a picture of trans women who transition when they're, like, 15 or 16, and now they're in their 20s or 30s, and they look completely like women.
Yes, but you also don't want teenagers transitioning, so, like...
Mm-hmm. Well, the issue... Hold on. The issue is, ultimately, is that I don't trust the people who are making the assessment that says, okay, this person actually is trans, or this person isn't trans, they just have some other issue, because they have a political bias. Mm-hmm. So I don't. But if that process were, say, purified of any political interference, I would probably be okay with it. But it's not, and I don't think it can be. At least not for a long time. That's just a beach dude with lipstick. It's like Arnold in a wig. Jesus. There has to be like different classifications of what being trans is, because like there are trans people like Lilith, for example, who are legitimate. Then there are trans people who are literally, they just look like men in women's clothing. And they're like, I transitioned late. And it's like, yeah, but you kind of, like, no one's going to accept you. Sorry. Like, it sucks, but that's just how it is. And then there are trans people who don't experience any gender dysphoria at all. And they just like the aesthetic. It's like, well, you're not trans then. I will be a hardcore trans medicalist. I don't give a fuck. It's the correct position.
Yeah, I think people who don't experience dysphoria but like the aesthetic of it are just cross-dressers.
They're just like...
But they are. They're just cross-dressers.
No, they're cross-dressers plus, because they're also transitioning, but they're not,
I know.
trans, though.
They're what femboys are.
They're femboys. Okay, so, let's continue. What's next? Man fights off shark, stitches up his own leg, and then goes to the pub.
Alright.
That's fucking based,
But why were you fighting a shark? What were you doing to make the shark attack you?
A junior doctor has recounted how he fended off a shark attack and then stitched up his own wound on the beach before enjoying a pint of beer at the pub. James Grant was spearfishing with his friends near Colac Bay on the base of New Zealand's South Island on Saturday when he was attacked what he believed was by a 7-gill shark. The 24-year-old was in about 2 meters, 6 feet of murky water when he felt a tug on his leg, which he initially thought was a friend playing a trick on him. I looked behind to see who it was and got a bit of a shock. He didn't see the shark and had no idea how big it was, he said, adding that it could have been about 20 centimeters or 8 inches across the jaw. However, he felt no fear. I thought, bugger, now I have to try to get this thing off my leg. He already had a knife in his hands when he stabbed at the shark. I'm not sure how effective it was. I guess it let go and something must have happened. I must have put a few nicks in it. Jesus. He quickly made it to the rocks on the shore where he took off the wetsuit, borrowed from a friend. He saw bites up to 5 centimeters long. Grant gave himself stitches using a first aid kit he kept in his vehicle for pig hunts. He and his friends then went to the tavern, where he was given a bandage because he was dripping blood on the floor.
Sounds like they were just super drunk doing this, and he thought it was a great idea, and so he did it because he's a doctor. He's just like, yeah, I'm fine, even if there's blood dripping anywhere, and I probably didn't sanitize anything. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, totally.
No, I actually think so, though.
Yeah, fuck you. You and your stupid fucking self-surgeries that are fucking nonsense. Fuck you. Fuck you for not taking care of yourself properly. Fuck him, too.
The one time that I, like, operated on my own toe, and you were like, Devin, don't do it! Alright, let's go. Let's fucking go. Alright. Muslim soccer player refuses to wear the rainbow jersey backing LGBTQ, sits out the game. Now leftists smell blood. This is obviously a Blaze Media post. Homophobia is not an opinion, but a crime.
Oh, but he's Muslim, so ergo generally probably hates gay people because it says so in the Quran.
Yeah, but the Quran?
I fucking said
the
that.
Quran?
Yep.
You're fucking Quran.
I am, yes. I'm well aware.
Yeah, the clash between Muslims and LGBT has been like a thing for the past 5 years. Like, who's going to win in the progressive stack? Idrissa Gueye, Muslim soccer player for French team Paris Saint-Germain, refused to wear a jersey adorned with rainbow-colored numbers in support of an LGBTQ agenda and sat out his team's 4-0 win. Now one activist group wants an investigation and others want him punished. The Daily Mail said that players across France wore the special jerseys over the weekend in solidarity with the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia, which takes place on Tuesday. Oh, was that a day?
Is it? I thought it was a month.
Well, no, there's an International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia. So one is for gay people, the other one is against homophobia. That was last Tuesday. I should have been the most homophobic possible on Tuesday. Would have been based.
Base even though you're not straight?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care.
Damn.
The Daily Mail, citing the French outlet RMC Sport, said Gueye was out because he didn't want to wear the jersey with rainbow colors. Yep. Rouge Direct, which the Daily Mail said fights against homophobia in sport, is calling for action and wants the French league and Gueye's team to find out when he missed the game. Homophobia is not an opinion, but it's a crime. The league and the team must ask Gueye to explain himself very quickly and punish him if necessary. Hold on, is this a tweet? This is it.
Translate.
Homophobia is not an opinion, but a crime.
Translate.
No, I can't.
Why not?
What should I type, guys? Give me a good type.
What? No.
I'm gonna quote tweet this.
What you probably should do is go find the...
Hold on.
Never mind.
What? Hate the sin, love the sinner. I was thinking, if you don't stone gays, you're Islamophobic. That'll probably get me banned, though.
Yeah,
that'll probably get me banned.
Yeah, don't get yourself banned again.
Do not engage, but I like trolling. I like trolling.
Yeah, I know.
Guilty. Hold on, yeah. I plead guilty. And then I must also include a Giga Chad.
Why? Why?
Okay. Mother says she was virtually groped by 3 male characters within seconds of entering Facebook's online world metaverse.
I'm not surprised.
A mother has described how a gang sexually assaulted her less than a minute after she entered Facebook's virtual online world.
Also, fuck you, Facebook.
Nina Jane Patel watched and listened in horror through a virtual reality headset as her avatar, a moving, talking, computer-generated version of herself, was groped aggressively in a sustained attack by 3 realistic male characters. Her braying assailants struck in full view of others who had logged into Facebook's version of the metaverse. An online world where users' avatars meet and interact. Okay, fine.
I feel like I'm reading a novel.
Hey, guys. Okay, guys. Do you guys see? You guys remember that whole in Grand Theft Auto Online back in 2012 or 2014? there is like this disturbingly realistic virtual rape because the hackers hacked it. And it's like the goofiest fucking just like it's like wibbling arms and shit. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
Oh god. All right. Ow.
Hold on.
I'm
Here,
just gonna scroll down.
Here, guys. Virtual grope isn't real. Okay, it's virtual rape isn't real. You actually grope for real.
Stop.
That's how you do it in real life. I'm getting canceled over this, aren't I? Okay. Look how serious she is. Like, I got raped in the virtual world.
No, she got groped. She got assaulted.
You're gonna say rape anyway.
She got assaulted.
Everything's rape nowadays. On a visit this month, the mother of four entered the lobby of virtual space serving as an entry point. Within seconds, she was pursued by the men's avatars, who groped her, subjected her to a stream of sexual innuendo, and took screenshots of the attack for several minutes as she tried to flee. Oh no! Flee! By taking off your virtual reality headset. She had to tear off the headset, which covers her eyes and allows her to see the metaverse as her avatar sees it to end the ordeal. Oh, no horror!
I legitimately feel like I'm reading some sort of like sci-fi novel where like your like soul gets transported into
the virtual and you can't leave.
Reality. Yeah, and this paragraph is part of that. That's why it's so bad.
Don't take off the goggles, guys, or else then their soul will be de-anchored from their body. They'll be stuck inside the virtual world until they can come back.
Yeah. And I feel like this is a news article depicting a virtual attack in that sci-fi novel that doesn't exist.
So stupid, dude. Dude, I can't wait until technology is so advanced that when you get groped and raped in the virtual world, you actually suffer the real life consequences IRL.
Jesus. Jesus.
Like, what folds out of the VR set is like just a giant dildo that just rams into you.
Why?
It's gotta be realistic.
No, not that realistic.
It's so stupid. This is so dumb.
Okay, keep reading.
While she could not actually feel the avatar's hands.
Of course.
You gotta explain that shit. Ms. Patel has suffered from the anxiety since the attack and fears for her safety of her 3 teenage girls and other women in this lawless virtual world. I entered the Horizon Venue's metaverse as an avatar who looked just like me, middle-aged, blonde, and dressed in jeans and a long-sleeve top.
With probably bigger boobs and a smaller tummy, but sure.
Within 60 seconds, 3 male avatars, who all had male voices, came towards me and touched me inappropriately. Before I knew what was happening, they were taking screenshots of them touching my avatar, both my upper and lower body. While doing that, they said things like, "Don't pretend you don't love it." Mm-hmm. I tried to... Wait, is this you? Is this what was being groped?
Yep.
Well, obviously, you gotta put a hijab on, lady. I tried to move away, but they followed me. I didn't know who these people were. I had the time to stay and investigate. Oh my god.
Guys, like, there's a reason that I, like, okay. There's 2 things I have to say about this. 1, yes, of course that's gonna happen because there's assholes everywhere, of course.
Yeah.
2, I'm assuming there's a report system of some kind.
On. Super chats after the articles, guys. Super chats after the articles.
I'm assuming there's a report system of some kind and like a blocking feature, and if there's not, that's Facebook's fault because Facebook sucks.
Yep.
So just do that, because that's what I do when I play online games and people are being absolute assholes. I block them and avoid them and report them, and usually if you report an asshole, they get banned.
Nick Brett of London law firm Brett Wilson said, where a woman has been sexually assaulted virtually, that itself probably ought to be illegal, but isn't at present. Wow. The Sexual Offenses Act of 2003 may need to be amended to prosecute people who hide behind avatars, adding, there have previously been amendments, most recently on upskirting, so there's no reason why it couldn't be.
But you can just not be a part. I don't understand. just log off.
There was what sounded like a young girl, maybe about 10 years old, being accosted by what sounded and looked like a male. The male avatar was forcing his face onto hers, and she was yelling, "Stop it! Get off me!" Other avatars just stood by. Well, you can't, like, fight them in the fucking virtual world,
Yeah,
dude.
that's not how that works, unfortunately. Like, I feel like all the other avatars could only probably just, like, mass report that person. But again, like, no one mentions anything here about a reporting system or a blocking system. Like...
Yeah. But here's the thing. They actually, they don't believe, like, I've seen this with Twitter. People say, if your solution is to block people who are trolling you on Twitter, then you haven't done enough. You have to stop. You have to stop the trolling entirely.
It's online. There's always gonna be an asshole. Like, if you ever work retail, you know there's always gonna be a fucking asshole in real life at least once during your entire shift, and that's just the way it goes. If I could block them in real life, I would love that. Oh, sorry, I can't serve you. You're blocked. Can't come through my cash. You're blocked.
Right,
I now wish this was a thing.
Let's continue. Charlotte woman said her family is being evicted after her daughter twerked at the apartment pool.
How old's her daughter?
Her 21-year-old daughter and a friend twerked in the pool of the complex. Marchette Foster said a concierge at the Element South Park apartment approached her daughter, Alana Foster, on April 30th and told her someone had reported the twerking. Reported the twerking, guys! No twerking allowed.
No shaking that booty.
Nope. Alana, according to Marchette, apologized to the concierge and said that they would stop. The concierge also allegedly told Alana that she had too many guests at the pool. This is probably what it is. It's not the twerking. It's the guests.
Yeah, but go next. It's now racist.
Marchette, who is black, said that white residents have brought up groups of 4 or 5 people to the pool, but she's never seen the concierge say anything to them. Yeah, but how many does she have? More than 4 or 5?
Now I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't say.
Hold on. Element South Park management said the eviction stemmed from extremely unacceptable behaviors by Alana Foster and her guests that also included fighting. Maybe it was the fucking fighting, dude. Okay, I'm getting off Instagram. Fuck you. Maybe it wasn't the twerking or the fact that you're black. Maybe it's the fact that you're starting fucking fights, you retard.
The pool, yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Resident statements and video show the resident and her guests performing acts of public nudity, fighting, and other extremely unacceptable behaviors for any of our residents to witness, but is especially unacceptable due to the presence of small children. So, it's not about race, and it's not about twerking. It's about the fact that you have like a bunch of naked people fighting around the fucking pool. Jesus Christ.
Around children. All right.
Oh, holy shit, dude. World Star! World Star! Fucking hell. After several complaints regarding the actions that occurred in our amenity spaces, we were obligated to enforce the lease, which each resident signs and agrees to moving into our community. Wow. But it's because you're black. That's what it is.
Yep.
Because I'm black.
Well, don't you know that
you know what?
Black people twerk?
Black people should be allowed to be racist. Hold on. Black people should be allowed to be naked in public because they're just showing off more black skin. If you don't like the sight of black skin, you're obviously a racist.
Of course.
Yeah, that's how it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you hiding your mouth?
Because I am ashamed of this article.
They can't see you, though.
I know.
New HIV super strain is AIDS! New HIV super strain is found in the Netherlands. Highly infectious variant makes people ill twice as quickly and has been spotted in at least 109 people. Coomers on suicide watch. A new super mutant HIV strain makes infected. Okay, the new mutant called the VB variant has infected at least 109 people. The strain damages the immune system and weakens a person's ability to fight everyday infections and disease faster than previous versions of the virus. It means that those who catch this strain could develop AIDS more quickly. The VB variant has a viral load between 3.5 times and 5.5 times higher than the current strain, meaning infected people are also more likely to transmit the virus. After starting the treatment, those with the variant have similar immune system recovery and survival rate to those infected with other HIV strains.
Well, that's good.
But still.
But it's still
AIDS!
Super Mega. All the huge acronyms, not acronyms. What's that word? Synonyms that you can think of.
Well, this is why you don't sleep around, guys.
Literally, guys, don't sleep around.
Also girls.
Guys.
Also girls.
Nope. Don't you know only gay men can get AIDS?
I'm just gonna beat you, Naomi.
Ow. Ow.
Alright. So yeah, this is all just the cases and shit, but yeah. Super AIDS, guys. Listen, you know what? It's gonna get to the point where like a guy just sticks his dick in and then he explodes.
Yep.
And like that'll just be the STD, is you just instantly die.
Yep. So never. And then Christianity will make a new rise with abstinence being the only sex education.
You're fucking based. AI programs can tell race from X-rays, but scientists don't know how. Here's why that's bad.
Wait, how? What? How can you tell a race from X-rays?
Well, apparently an AI can look at an X-ray of somebody and tell what race they are accurately.
Oh, you know what? That was a thing in Bones. That show called Bones,
Yeah.
where like she would look at the bones and be like, "Well, he was obviously like a black male, and then they were obviously Caucasian because of this tiny little feature that doesn't look any different from the other skull."
Well, you can definitely tell biological sex.
Yeah, I know.
From
I know.
like
Yes,
hip shape.
I
and
learned all of this from Bones. I'm taking all of it.
Oh,
as
that's
facts,
sexist though. That's transphobic.
but it's not sexist because she was a woman doing the science.
Oh, is that how it is?
Yeah. Women do the science. It's automatically not sexist.
See, these people are like, it's bad that we can tell difference between races
Okay.
biologically.
Okay.
So what the fuck?
Well, if you looked at an X-ray of like multiple different like types of dogs,
Okay.
wouldn't you also be able to tell? Like,
Scientists at Harvard and MIT are part of an international team of researchers who found that artificial intelligence programs can determine someone's race with over 90% accuracy from just their X-rays. The problem is, no one knows how the AI programs do it.
fine.
Actually, okay, I don't know if you heard this, but like anytime an AI gets exposed to humanity and like learns from people's,
They become racist.
They become racist all the
Yeah,
time.
every single time. It's because
Yeah.
everyone's racist.
It's
I keep
fucking
telling
hilarious.
people that everyone's racist.
One of my graduate students showed me some of the results that were in this paper. I thought it must be a mistake. I honestly thought my students were crazy when they told me.
Oh.
The researchers wrote in the study that many studies have shown that AI diagnosis systems seem to be using race in their considerations for diagnosis and treatment, to the detriment of patient health. In the paper, they give an example in which an AI program that examined chest X-rays was more likely to miss signs of illness in black and female patients. Thus, the aim of the study, which was published Wednesday in the medical journal The Lancet Digital Health, was to determine the degree to which AI systems can detect race from medical imaging, and to find out more about how these AI systems are detecting race. To do this, the research team trained AI systems for the study using standard data sets of X-rays and CT scans of different parts of the body. Each image was labeled with the person's self-reported race, but contained no obvious racial markers, such as hair color, hair texture, or skin color, or medical racial trends, such as BMI or bone density. The team then fed the AI systems images without race labeling. The researchers found that the AI systems were somehow able to determine the race of the person who the images were taken from with over 90% accuracy. The AI systems were even able to detect race from medical images regardless of what part of the body the image was of. I wonder how. Like what is it noticing and saying, oh, this makes this person black, this makes this person white? I wonder how they're doing that.
Actually, I wonder if, like, I know the X-ray is like taken, like, showing like bones, but I wonder if like the darker your skin is, like it's like it shows slightly differently, like peeking through to the bones.
Maybe.
I bet you that's what it is.
I do know, for example,
So
like
it's noticing mild color differences. I bet you.
20 years ago, this was an uncontroversial opinion. Stating this today makes people consider you a white supremacist. But it's just science. Different races do have different trends when it comes to skull shape.
Yeah.
But the reason that was so heavily, like, discredited, it wasn't discredited because it's still true, but, like, it was so heavily ignored in the 2020s and the 2010s, is because the Nazis used to do the same thing with skull measuring. And so they're like, you can't do this, you can't. But, like, in the 90s, in the early 2000s, you know, it was common to, like, you find a skeleton of a dead person, like, who the fuck is this? And then they would do certain things to the skull and be like, oh, this person was probably Asian, he was probably white. Like, you can get general basic ideas from doing that sort of thing. It's not going to be always accurate, but it's kind of accurate. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, that means you're a Nazi because they used to measure skulls to see how smart someone was. And it's like, well, no, you can measure someone's skull and notice a difference in the fucking, like, in what race they might be if you find like a fucking corpse or something, or like a skeleton in the woods.
Yeah.
Without saying, this person, okay, now you're making a judgment on their intelligence and their fucking biological fitness. No, you're just
We're
God,
just
attempting
attempting to find their loved ones because
so
they're a
fucking
skeleton
stupid.
in the woods.
Yes.
It's fine.
It's so
We just
stupid.
won't do that then. We'll only go off of teeth that may or may not be there.
Anyway. Let's see. Perhaps even more surprising is that researchers found the AI programs could accurately predict race based on X-ray images and CT scans, even when the images were heavily degraded. The problem isn't that AI systems can accurately detect race. The problem is that medical AI systems have been found to perform badly as a result of racial bias. These AI seem to be making diagnoses or recommending treatments based on the person's race, regardless of the individual specific health criteria, resulting in negative health outcomes. That could actually be bad, yeah?
Yep.
Meanwhile, the actual physician could be oblivious to the AI's racially biased results. Okay, I mean, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
This is a kind of a tedious article. It's just a bunch of, like, medical jargon. But it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. And people are raging about it right now. People are raging about it. What's this? 78% of non-cisgender college students report mental health symptoms.
Yes.
Transmasculine, genderqueer individuals appear particularly vulnerable to inequities.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. This article's wrong automatically. Everyone has mental problems all the time if they're not cis.
I mean, I guess.
Yep.
Why are you saying that?
Just because it's true.
Is it because you think being not cis is a mental problem?
Yep.
You fucking racist. You fucking transphobe. College students with non-traditional gender identities report 2 to 4 times as many symptoms as mental health conditions as cisgender students. Okay, so, like, let's actually have that conversation real quickly, okay? Because this is like a meme article, but let's think about it, okay, for real. Like, one interpretation is that simply having a non-traditional gender identity is itself a symptom of a mental health condition.
Mm-hmm.
And that if you didn't have any mental health problems at all, you would just be cis. And it's like, well... The worst part about that is that it's kind of true, actually. Because, like being trans, having gender dysphoria, that is a mental health condition.
Yeah.
That's why you transition, is to treat the condition.
Yeah, okay, so let's not talk about...
It's true.
No, listen. Let's not talk about trans people then at all, because let's hear Dev's opinion about non-binary people, even though you think they don't exist.
I didn't say that.
Well,
I didn't say they don't exist.
They're not true.
I didn't say that either.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I was trolling you.
Okay, well, you have to make that more obvious things. I can't fucking tell anymore.
I think what people call non-binary now is what we called, like, tomboys or whatever in the past.
I mean, maybe.
And you know what? You know what I've realized is with the expansion of the trans identity to include genderqueer people and non-binary people and whatever the fuck, you've actually basically destroyed all non-standard men and women. So, for example, back in the day, you could have, like, tomboys, you could have, like, the girl next door, you could have, like, the weightlifter girl, you know, the girl with short hair, the sporty girl, whatever. Those were all different types of girl, but they were still girls. And you could also have, you know, the pretty boy, the metrosexual, you know, the guy who's very well-groomed, you know. You could have, like, the guy who was not just muscular, but the guy who was, like you know, thin and kind of fit. And, you know, like, but they were still considered guys, okay? So, but they weren't trans. Maybe they weren't traditionally masculine or traditionally feminine, but they weren't trans. They were just different types of men and women. And since the trans identity has become like the main component of the culture war in the past few years, and it's expanded outward to include non-binary people and to include genderqueer people, all this other shit, all of these people, like these non-standard men and women, are being lumped in with the trans identity now. And so so now, like, being a man and a woman is actually a lot more restrictive than it used to be, because all of those other alternatives are now just trans. And that's a problem. That's actually a problem, because, like, I've actually seen people like femboys are being told online, it's like, just come out as trans. You're just trans. Admit it. You're trans. You know, stop. You're being discriminatory towards us if you don't just say you're trans. Like, he's like, but I'm a guy though. I like dressing as a girl. I'm gay. I like taking in the pooper. I like dressing up as a girl, but I'm a guy. I'm a femboy. And they're like, no, you're trans. You're trans. You're trans. You're trans. You're trans. It's like, calm the fuck down. Like, let people do whatever they want. It's like, tomboys aren't real. They're just like they're like trans masculines. And it's like, or they're gender queers. It's like, no. Like, Christ, guys. Like, David Bowie would be considered trans today.
Yeah, he would, 100%.
Because he had like that playing with gender thing in his stuff when he was younger. Yeah. And it's like, but no.
He's not.
No.
I just say leave everyone alone.
Yes, that's how I view it too. Leave everyone alone.
I don't care. I'm very obviously a woman. I unfortunately can't dress as masculine and like be mistaken for a boy as I would like want to be.
Well, you do like tomboy stuff sometimes.
Yeah, but I can't like be mistaken for a man.
Well, yeah, because you got big jiggly boobs that bounce around whenever you walk.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like I've had a few people accidentally call me like sir You know, just
Wait,
because
have they?
no, as a slip of the tongue, you know, because
Okay.
sometimes you're talking, you're just like yes, because you just served, or you were just talking to someone you were calling sir, and then you called like the next woman sir just accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they're like they apologize so profusely. I'm like, I really don't care if you think I'm a guy. Like it really
Yeah.
doesn't matter to me.
Dude, no one look at you like you're a guy.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know, like it's never ever mattered to me whether you have thought I'm a man or a woman. Just don't be an asshole.
Like, okay, like each of your boobs is like 20 pounds.
That's not true at all.
You're like the fucking Lotad girl.
No, that is not true. Take that back.
You're like the Lotad girl, dude.
Nope.
You know who the Lotad girl is?
No.
I think I've showed you her. Lotad69.
Why?
We're mutuals on Twitter.
Of course you are. That
She has
doesn't-
bigger tits than you, but
Yeah, so do
it's-
many people.
it's your tits are like I'd say 66% the size.
Yeah.
Here's the Lotad girl,
Yeah.
and she follows me on Twitter, and she is kind of well known. Actually, I think I actually bought you that skirt at one point,
No, you didn't.
didn't I?
Nope.
Oh, it was a different skirt, right? Anyway, this is Lotad. She's actually really cool. She's really cool to talk to.
Mhm.
I've talked to her a few times
Mhm.
on the internets. But yeah, like this is like your body type basically right here. It's just that her boobs are bigger, and also
I'm fatter, but yes.
not much, not much,
yes.
not much.
Yes.
Hold on, let me just inspect.
Stop.
Let me inspect.
Stop.
But you're also shorter than her though.
Yeah.
You're shorter.
Shorter than everyone.
Yeah. She's actually a nice person
Anyway.
though. Simp. Even I'm bigger than Naomi.
Yeah.
Yeah, her. No, she's cool. Actually, I think she's looking into getting a breast reduction. I think those are too big, and she's like, I
Yeah.
kind of want them smaller.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's also like a very trad woman. She's like, I'm not having sex until I find the one. And it's like, oh yeah, cool, good for you.
Dumb. But anyway,
She's Christian, Naomi,
just makes
And-
her more dumb.
and God gave her the lewdest body.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So she should become a nun.
And just like you're gonna do the nun porn. You have like a weird nun fetish I've noticed. Oh, sorry, that was your cut.
Ow.
Sorry, Naomi, that was an accident. I was gonna tickle you because I know you have a weird nun fetish, you fucko.
I have all the fetishes. It's fine.
Yeah. Listen. I know you well enough to know you were like, you didn't say it, but like your eyes were like booba.
Boob. Boobs are good.
The best part about having a bi girlfriend is you can like both check out girls.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, this article. Okay. So you have the opinion that simply having alternative gender identity is possibly itself a problem.
Mhm.
In terms of we're talking about mental health. I mean, maybe.
Well, I didn't actually
Okay.
say that, but
No, but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Another possibility is that you have various mental health problems, and that one of the ways to cope is that you develop a non-traditional gender identity.
Mm.
All right, stop picking it.
I'm not picking.
You just did it.
Fuck off.
Okay, so in Dev fingers Naomi on stream in the cut.
In
Jesus.
the cut.
So here's something. All right, I'm not gonna name her name because I'm just not. But there is a trans woman who watches me. It's no one that you know, no one I've talked about before. Someone new. Okay, you don't even know her.
Okay.
And she's messaged me, and she said, she described to me the details of her fucked up life growing up. It was pretty fucked up. And she said to me outright, if I had a normal life growing up, I would have ended up a gay man, and not a trans woman. I said, well, hold on. Do you think that being trans is mutable then? And she said, well, I can't change it now, but I do know that it's a direct result of my trauma, and the only thing I can do now is transition. There's no way for me to get out of this at this point. But if the trauma didn't happen, I probably would have just been a gay man.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, all right. No, not Lilith. No, someone new. Not Bailey J either, you fucking coomers. Not Blair White. No one that you know, all right? No one that you know.
So ergo, they're not actually popular.
No, they're not like a public figure.
Yep.
Hold on. Dev has a lot of secret trans friends. No. I have trans fans. I have cis fans too. Fans message me all the time, dude. This is just one of the ones that messaged me. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. And I mean, like, they pass, so I guess it worked out for them.
Yeah.
But like, so now I'm thinking like, I'm sure for some trans people they're born with it, because Lilith says that like she felt that way since she was like 2 years old or 3 years old. Like her first memory is of feeling like she's trans.
Yeah.
Or she didn't know what it was, but you know.
Yeah.
This person was like, no, I wouldn't be this way if I had a different life. So now I'm wondering like, what if it is the case that people end up with these non-traditional gender identities that they can't change as a result of some other kind of mental problem.
Well, I mean, occasionally, because that's the way. I'm not saying it is the truth, but I mean that's the way it often works for like lots of people with like odd fetishes, right? Like generally, there's something that happened in like early development, and then boom, I got a weird fetish.
Yeah,
So that's just how it goes.
I guarantee you, so many millennials who are into like weird hypno shit, they probably watched like the Jungle Book with Kaa hypnotizing Mowgli or something.
that just flipped a switch.
I just flipped the switch.
At least it didn't make them a scaly. It just made them like hypno.
Hold on, Dev's chasing again, guys. Naomi likes girls with penises too.
Yeah. Dev has my support in chasing if it includes a threesome.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm wondering, like, so now the question is, can you have a non-traditional gender identity and be a completely normal, well-adjusted person with no mental problems? Is that possible?
I'm gonna say probably.
I think so. I think probably too.
That requires a shit ton of therapy.
I think what it probably is like the fact that we see so many more of them is probably because of mental problems. Because there has been like a spike in mental problems. But I think like if you had like a completely perfect society in which nobody had any mental issues whatsoever, you'd still have a small minority of people who have like a non-traditional gender role, which is fine. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard what's the best way to, okay. The best way to conceptualize this kind of thing is like the point of conservatism as a philosophy is to give dumb people an easy path to a good life. Mm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, let's say that you are an 80 IQ fucking nitwit who has no idea how to do anything, and you can barely hold down a job, and you can't like work with computers. You can't like you'll be working with your hands for the rest of your life. Well, how does that person have a good life and not be a burden on society? Well, you could follow traditional morals. You know, go to church every Sunday and get some kind of moral instruction from, you know, connect with your community, marry someone, have kids, you know, get a job that at least supports the family, and you can live a good life without thinking too hard. Mm-hmm. It's already laid out for you right there. Mm-hmm. And now you can have like highly intelligent, capable people who do different things than that and still live good lives, obviously. But I think the point of conservatism is to give regular people who are not exceptional an easy path to a good life. That's what it's for. It doesn't need to be like Christian conservatism. It can be any society's conservatism. Mm-hmm. It gives them a way to fit in. So when you go beyond the bounds of that easy good life, you do so at your peril, because even if you find something that works for you, there's a lot of shit out there that doesn't work at all. It's like, what is outside of a traditional life? Oh, heroin addiction. Does that work for you? No. No, obviously.
The example that you went with.
Yes, because that's something that exists outside the bounds of traditional society that will destroy you.
Okay.
So if you go outside the bounds of traditional society looking for something that works for you, you have to do so at your own peril, because you might fall into a fucking ditch and destroy yourself.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Why wouldn't you use meth?
Meth works too. Whatever. I don't fucking care. But the point is, like, if you think, dude, I might be gay, I might be trans, I might be something that's like non-standard. Mm-hmm. I might have to do this because there's no other option for me. Fine, I'm okay with that. But you have to understand that it's a perilous road to travel, and you can travel it, but it's not as easy as just following the life script.
Mildly interrupt in there. I don't think we're like this and even that, like what we've been talking about is generally talking about like gay or lesbian. We're just talking about like everything else.
Yes.
Other than being cis.
Yeah.
A straight person, a cis straight person, mm-hmm. a cis gay person, or a cis lesbian. Mm-hmm. We're talking about everything that's not cis.
But here's what I'm talking about, though. When you say college students with non-traditional gender identities, these are people who are leaving the bounds of traditional culture, mm-hmm. and finding things that destroy them rather than finding things that enrich them.
Well, they're not necessarily finding things that are destroying them. They're
2 to 4 times as many symptoms of mental health conditions.
Well, yes, and if you go down, they say it's because of the stigmatisms against, you know, people who are not in the majority.
Where's it say that?
It was here. I don't remember where.
I mean, here's the stigmatization of gender minorities produces stressors that can trigger psychological responses leading to mental health vulnerability, said co-author Sarah Abelson, MPH. So this is this person's opinion. Who is she? Who's Sarah Abelson?
Well, she's whatever the MPH stands for of...
Sarah Abelson. I wonder if this person seems trustworthy. I mean, she already has the haircut, so...
Yeah, Dev.
Let's
You can't
see.
judge people by their hair.
Sarah Abelson, PhD student. Mental health, health equity, higher education, adolescents and young adults. Econometric and casual methods in social sciences. Okay. School climate. You're focusing on students of color, LGBT. Yeah, she's an SJW. Okay. She's an SJW. All right. She's dedicated her career to transforming schools to support student mental health. She's a co-investigator and lead for diversity, equity, and inclusion projects with the Healthy Minds Network and a PhD candidate in public health at the University of Michigan. Research employs... See, this seems like somebody who might actually have some points, but is so just mired in the ivory tower that she's like... she doesn't even live in reality anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I've known people like this. I once was a person like this when I was in school. I was in a fucking master's track at one point, Naomi.
I remember.
Oh, so yeah, diversity, equity, inclusion is literally just DIE. Diversity, inclusion, equity. DIE. Yep. All right. Okay, so let's continue.
Or it's DEI.
Netflix lays off 150 employees amid subscriber decline.
Because Netflix is dumb.
So I did that Netflix thing
Mm-hmm.
video a little bit ago.
That Netflix thing. You mean subscribe?
Netflix video. No, I did a video on Netflix.
No, I
yeah.
know. It was a joke.
And honestly, I didn't think that the decline was going to happen this quick,
Well,
but
of course
it did.
it did. No, okay. They dared to mention that they were gonna start putting commercials in, and the only reason that Netflix became so popular is
Yeah.
because it had no commercials. And sorry, you pay a subscription and you're free from the fucking culture of Hollywood and commercials and just TV and cable and satellite. You were free. And that's why everyone loved Netflix. Now they're gonna put commercials in. Nah, fuck it, we're gone. We'll go
Not
do
just
something
that, but
else.
also you can't share
Yeah,
accounts
that
anymore.
too, but
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
that was already a thing that they were planning to do, but then while that was going on, then they mentioned it. And I was just like, yep, they're gonna lose all their subscribers. It's gonna happen.
Yep. Okay, so streaming giant Netflix is laying off an initial 150 employees as of Tuesday, the company confirmed. Labor restructuring is the latest signal of a major shift within the company as reported a decline in subscribers for the first time in a decade. This month, layoffs of employees and contractors to the Netflix fan site Tudum made waves online. People criticized the company for letting go of staff who had been recently recruited and for the lack of internal marketing of their work. The employees let go on Tuesday are mostly U.S.-based. These changes are primarily driven by business needs rather than individual performance, which makes them especially tough as none of us want to say goodbye to such great colleagues.
That just means they're putting everything, or sending
Overseas.
work and stuff to overseas.
Netflix is making these changes to rein in costs amid the slowing revenue growth revealed during its first quarter earnings call.
Naomi was right.
These layoffs are reflective of a cultural change that Netflix is undergoing. In the wake of controversial programming on its platform, the tech giant recently altered its corporate culture memo to say employees may have to work on projects they find harmful. Yeah, basically, finally, the wokeness has broken at Netflix because they're losing so much money. They're like, listen, you may need to work on Dave Chappelle's special. We value, like they actually came out and said, no, free speech here. Finally, they're saying it, free speech. We program for a diversity of audiences and tastes, and we let viewers decide what is appropriate for them, versus having Netflix censor specific artists or voices. Yes, that's how it should be.
That's good, but they already fucked themselves over, so I don't care.
Yeah. Is your phone rumbling?
Yes.
Is the Discord pinging you for some reason?
Yes.
Yeah, guys, stop pinging Naomi in the Discord. She's gone invisible for a reason.
Well, you can still ping me.
Like, everyone used to ping you constantly.
Ah. Yes.
Oh, someone posted a picture of their dog at you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Schnitzel, because he knows I love doggos. And you won't get me one.
Fuck off. There's no room here. I'll get one when we move, okay? So anyway, yeah. I have actually seen that, like, they cut down a whole bunch of their shitty animation projects. Like, no one, now you're gonna get a bunch of pings, aren't you?
That's fine.
And now you get a bunch of pings, aren't you? Naomi is always right. Please notice me, senpai. I noticed you, not Naomi. Okay, so, by the way, I never found a place to put this in, but I kind of want to now. I had nothing to do with this. Don't blame me. This is a trailer from like a trans kid thing in on Netflix from back in 2020. And I was just like, wait. I had nothing to do with this. Had nothing to do with this, guys.
Yeah, tough.
Had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, what's next? Texas woman allegedly kills her roommate by sitting on her. Look at that fucking face. Like, yeah, I did it.
That's a terrible picture. Oh my god.
Okay. A Texas woman has been charged with manslaughter after she allegedly sat on her roommate until she suffocated.
I wonder if she sat on her head.
Gloria Ann Jordan, 41, was arrested Tuesday in connection with the death of her roommate, Gloria Farmer, in Wichita Falls on November 21st. Thanks for the $20, Flex. Appreciated, pal. Appreciated. Police responded to a call of a medical emergency at Las Cruces Lane, which Jordan and Farmer shared with another woman. Police began investigating Farmer's death as a criminal after a family friend approached them days later with the concerns about her death. The third roommate then told detectives that Jordan could have been responsible for the farmer's death and that she had been too afraid to say anything when it first happened.
You said it's Farmer.
Oh, sorry.
It's not a farmer.
Yeah. The
Her
roommate
name's
told
Farmer.
police that Jordan put her hand on Farmer's forehead while praying and pushed her backward in an office chair until Farmer and the chair fell over.
It's also a terrible picture. Jesus.
Jordan then straddled the farmer's chest, according to court documents. Farmer told Jordan to get off her because she could not breathe, and also determined that Farmer's death was a result of mechanical asphyxiation and was ruled a homicide.
What does mechanical asphyxiation mean?
It means that your chest can't move anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's because the mechanics of it moving. Yeah.
I guess.
Jordan was questioned by mechanical just means movement.
Yeah, no, but like when
Not
it
like
said-
machines.
Yeah, no, but like my brain was going to machines, and all I could think of was like this weird clamp, like somehow she was trying to do with her legs, but then they were bionic legs because it's mechanical.
Yeah,
I thought it was going
Jesus
to
Christ,
reveal
no.
that she was the first cyborg.
Jordan was questioned by police when she was in the hospital where she had been admitted for an unrelated medical condition 3 days after the death. She told police she had pushed Farmer over on top of her in a prayer position with her hand on her forehead, but declined to comment further.
I would assume as like probably a joke that went like super wrong.
She is facing criminal charges for an incident on November 25th, when she allegedly slammed a woman's head into a wall several times while shouting, "I rebuke you in the name of the Lord."
Or maybe not a joke. Maybe not a joke. Maybe she's just some insane person who's also religious. Because, there's totally none of those ever all the time.
She just wanted to be eaten out, Naomi.
Maybe. Maybe she was religious and gay and attracted to women, so she just hurt them because she didn't want to be gay but was attracted to them.
Who knows, dude? Who knows? Huge ancient forest world discovered 630 feet down a sinkhole in China.
This has been posted like 25 fucking times in like every fucking year.
But it just happened.
No. I've seen this article like at least 20 times.
Recently, yeah, it's been posted all over the place.
No.
Scientists
many
have
years
recently.
ago.
Maybe they just keep discovering sinkholes.
I don't think they do.
Scientists have recently discovered an entire forest inside a 630-foot deep giant sinkhole in China. The sinkhole contains a load of ancient trees and plants that could well indeed include some species that had never been discovered before. Located in Laya County in the Zhuangzi Zhuang Autonomous Region in China, the sinkhole was discovered by cave explorers. So there's 3 cave entrances that go down into a giant hole where there's just a forest down there.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, dude. I wouldn't be surprised to know that there may be species found in these caves that have never been reported or described by science until now.
You know what's funny?
The trees are nearly 130 feet tall.
You know what's funny?
What?
Is that this was a plot point in one of the Ice Age movies.
Just like down in the there's like a
Yeah, that's where they found the dinosaurs.
just hanging out in there.
Yep.
Oh, maybe. Well, there's always like the
Yeah, see, Grim Reaper knows what I'm talking about. Heard of this years ago. Yeah.
Well, there's always a in popular culture, there's always the idea of like in a snowy Arctic location, you go into a valley and there's like actually like a tropical area because of like springs or something.
Yeah.
That's always a thing. Like
Yeah, it's always
that was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That
It's
was
also in some superhero movie I can't remember the name of, or like show or something. I think it was part of Justice League, maybe.
it was in World of Warcraft because there's like a tropical area in Northrend. And it's in real life too because there's an area like that in British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, that's cool.
We're like up in the mountains. There's like a little area with a huge redwoods and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Look what Torvar says.
I don't know, Torvald. I'll see it later, okay? But thank you. If I can use it, I'll use it next week. All right. In China, you have this incredibly visually spectacular karst with enormous sinkholes and giant cave entrances. In other parts of the world, you walk out in the karst, you don't really notice anything. Sinkholes might be quite subdued, 1 meter or 2 in diameter. Countries might be very small. You have to squeeze your way into them. So just giant caves with trees in them.
Yep.
Okay. Cave exploration teams discovered a giant sinkhole in southern China. So here's the thing. They found 30 sinkholes. So maybe they just keep finding these things, you know?
Maybe.
Like, look at this.
Yeah, I've seen this before. When did they post this?
May 10th.
2022. Yeah.
May 7th, 2022.
I haven't seen this specific one before, but I've definitely seen the camera pan of like just going down into this giant sinkhole that's full of trees.
Here's the thing: if you have a drone and a camera, that's the first thing you're gonna do because it's really cinematic.
Know, yes, that's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I don't know. Maybe they do just keep discovering sinkholes, or this is old news, and they're just reposting it again.
I mean, maybe. That's huge. Would you want to go down there? Get, like, eaten by a dinosaur?
Maybe.
Why?
I could see a dinosaur. I want to see...
You get eaten by one!
I want to see if they all have, like, feathers or not. I just want to know.
They probably have feathers. Dude.
I know, but I want to know what they look like, because no one really knows. I want to see for myself. That's actually the first thing I would end up doing if I got a time machine.
Dad who fought to ban inappropriate LGBT plus books from schools has been charged with child molestation.
Why am I never surprised by, like, either they love the children too much or they pretend to hate the children and love them too much? Like,
here's the thing,
one or the
other. There's groomers on both sides, guys. You have people who are like, of course you're trans. How about you just take these pills and wear these stockings and ride my cock? And then you have on the other side, you have no son of mine's going to be gay. Now bend the fuck over. There's groomers on both sides. It's just how it is. It's how it is. Everyone wants to fuck children.
Jesus Christ.
That's how it is.
You're gonna get yourself banned off.
I meant in terms of like political groups, all right? Not in terms of individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, the radical left projects. Dude, this is a right winger. This person wanted LGBT books banned from schools.
Yep.
And they're now molesting children.
Yep.
The right does this as well. Don't fucking.
Everyone does.
Everyone does this shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Ryan Utterback, 29, was charged with child molestation by Clay County prosecutors on the 4th of December. He was also charged with misdemeanors of attempting to show pornographic material to a minor. Jesus. Hold on. No, chat, I see you fucking blowing up. No. I didn't say that every person wants to have sex with children. I said that every political group has a wing of it that wants to have sex with children. It's not unique to leftism. Rightism also does that. That's what I said. You fucking weirdos. You fucks.
Yeah.
You fucks. Yeah, I mean in terms of system distribution, yes. God damn it. God damn it. Okay. Yeah. You have to be a supreme level side brain to not believe that there are pedos on both sides. There's obviously pedos on both sides. Obviously. Okay? Mm-hmm. Obviously. Okay, so. The allegations come after Ryan Utterback, along with several other parents, spoke at a North Kansas City School District board meeting in favor of banning 2 library books they complained were inappropriate.
What were
the books in question were the graphic novel Fun Home by cartoonist Alison Bechdel.
Go look it up.
Okay, well, I don't want to fucking... What if it actually is, like, fucked?
I want to see.
I can't tell by just looking at this. It seems like it's a very... It's adult-oriented, but not necessarily sexual, because there's, like, a suicide and emotional abuse in it. Okay.
So it's like Mouse.
Yeah. And then All Boys Aren't Blue. Personal essays, prominent journalist, LGBTQI activist. Okay, so this just seems to be like, very, normal lefty literature. Okay. The school district pulled the 2 books from school libraries in October 2021 and returned them following students speaking out against the ban. I understand their struggles and it's not lost to me, but again, those conversations should be had at home. Only I have their intimate understanding as to what is and isn't appreciated for my children, said the father of the children. Okay. Yeah. But then it turns out that he sexually assaulted a child under the age of 12 in December of 2020.
Yep.
And apparently he also allegedly made physical contact with a 14-year-old. Okay. He also apparently showed porn to a 4-year-old. He has pleaded not guilty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oof.
Oof.
That's a big fucking oof, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. This is just talking to one of the authors. I don't care what the author has to say about this.
That's it.
It's just the author. Okay, so he's been charged with showing kids porn
And touching them.
and touching a 14-year-old.
Yep. Jesus.
All right. So yeah, like the whole let's get rid of the books about grooming. See, chat. I swear to God, my chat right now has some serious direction brain you need to purge yourself of, okay? Yes, obviously, this book is fucking ridiculous, all right? This one's probably just not age appropriate. This one seems to be ridiculous. Okay, we're in agreement. But you know what? He also made physical contact with a 14-year-old, showed pornography to a 4-year-old, sexually assaulted a child under the age of 12. All right? There is no, you can't like have blinders. Look what else this guy did. Ban the books and shoot the dad. Fine. Good. Okay.
What? No, don't ban the books.
Ban the books, shoot the dad.
No. Only shoot the dad.
Hold on.
You shouldn't ban books.
Wait. Okay. Ban the books for children.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Fun Home, a family tragicomic, addresses themes of sexual orientation, gender roles, suicide, emotional abuse, dysfunctional family life, and the role of literature in understanding oneself and one's family. Yeah,
Yes.
this is for like teenagers to read, not kids.
Nah, it's for tweens to read.
This is for
Trust
like adults
me,
to read, not
okay,
kids.
no, listen, I was reading sad fucking YA novels because my home life was shitty.
Yeah.
You want the sad YA novels or graphic novels because you want them because it makes you feel better because you know that you're not the only one going through this.
Mhm.
Yeah, so don't ban the books.
Okay, fine. You can have it in high school, not in grade school.
Yeah, but tweens read it too.
They can wait a bit.
Why?
Listen, there's a reason we couldn't read Catcher in the Rye till grade 11 when I was in high school. That's fine.
I read lots of age-inappropriate books when I was younger, so I don't
Yeah,
care.
so did I, but now we're adults. We have to be more responsible.
No.
Listen, hold on. If kids want to read things that they're not supposed to read, they can go find them themselves. You shouldn't just give it to them.
They were books in a library.
In
That's
the
what
school library. In the school library.
That's what the libraries are for.
If it's a high school library, fine. If it's a grade school library, no.
Eh.
Simple as that.
Eh.
Listen. All right. I remember being a kid and finding like Playboys and shit. All right.
Me too.
Okay. So I get it. But just because kids will seek out age inappropriate stuff always and look at it always doesn't mean adults should just give it to them. Make them work for it. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So rather than you finding porn on your own, you would have rather your mom and dad walk in and be like, Naomi, you're getting to be about 10, 11 years old. Now we're going to show you what porn is. Take a look and open it up. No. Obviously not. You find it on your own. Yes. You know I'm correct.
Maybe.
Yes.
Nah.
Yes, I'm correct. This is government funded, Naomi. Yeah, that's different. It's fucking different, okay? Okay. So, what's next? Oh, yeah, the final one. Our daughter lied to us and went to a pro-life rally. I seriously thought she was a feminist.
Oh.
Turns out that this is like a left-leaning parents who have a pro-life daughter.
No, that's unfortunate for her.
Yesterday.
To be honest.
For who? The girl?
No, the daughter, yeah.
Well, why?
Well, she's gonna get raped and gonna die from having a back alley abortion.
No, it's fine.
Because they're illegal.
Nah, it's okay.
That's just why it's sad for the daughter, that's all.
Well, hold on. Naomi,
Yeah.
that 1 in 4 rape statistic is false. Not everyone gets raped. Most people
Everyone
don't.
gets raped all the time. All the time.
Yeah, including you?
We can't talk
You know
about that
what? You know
on
what?
stream.
You know what? I'm just gonna hit you. I'm just gonna beat you now. Now you will be, and you'll deserve it. Okay. So no, listen. All right. If she actually believes that abortion is killing a life, that's fine for her to believe. The point seems to be not necessarily that which side is right or wrong. The point seems to be the fact that it's now like here. Back in the day, it was very stuffy pro-life parents who were very Christian and conservative.
Yep.
And then they're like liberal, hippie, pro-choice daughter.
Now
It's
the opposite.
inversed.
Yep.
And it's like, oh my God, how could the youth rebel against us? Not like we didn't do that when we were younger.
Yep. Everyone.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay. I fully understand now why you bully Naomi. Now you deserve it. Also, yeah, if she's pro-life, she's not gonna have an abortion. She's gonna want to. She's gonna be like, that's my child. I'm gonna keep it. Sometimes, who knows? It all depends.
Well,
Okay.
no, I wasn't saying that, like, yes, everyone should get back alley abortions, but, like, I'm just saying it's unfortunate for her because she will end up getting raped and then be like, oh, I must get an abortion, because that's usually what happens when people get raped is that they don't want to have the rape baby and then will die from a back alley abortion. Because that's what she wants to happen.
Not necessarily, no.
Well, if she's pro-life, then yes.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
It may be the case that
No,
she's
you're
simply...
wrong,
No. It may be... I'm just gonna beat you.
But Dev, you don't like my trolling even though you troll me all the time.
You know what?
Ow, stop. Ow, ow, ow. You did it again.
Yes. That was an accident. Well, you keep like... Okay. You know what you do? I'm gonna now poke Naomi for her transgressions, and she immediately puts the most wounded part of her body in front of the pokes. So
Because that's where I block.
So she can blame me. Okay, let's fucking read this thing, okay? Here we go. Yesterday, my 17-year-old daughter, a junior in high school, told us she was going to her boyfriend's house. It turns out she lied. I found out because today I casually mentioned Roe v. Wade may be overturned. And she replied, I can't wait. So many innocent lives will be spared. We got into an argument in which she ended up confessing her actual whereabouts. She went to a pro-life rally with her boyfriend. We've grounded her and taken away her phone for going behind our backs, but she's showing no remorse. I just can't believe it. This is the girl who dressed up as Ruth Bader Ginsburg for Halloween when she was 10.
I'm going to assume that wasn't necessarily
That was like pushed.
her
That was
idea.
pushed by the
Yeah.
This person wanted to get a viral post on social media. Yeah. She's heading to law school in a couple of years. I seriously thought she was pro-choice and a feminist. I've been taking her to rallies and protests since she was a baby. We've been educating her about safe sex and consent. We donate to Planet Parenthood every year for Christmas. I'm fine with her disagreeing with us on other topics, but I had an abortion years ago. We live in a conservative state. I don't want her right to choose to be taken away. And I'm furious at her for going behind our backs. I'm suspicious of her boyfriend. I know he's a conservative-leaning Christian, and I don't want to have raised a daughter who votes for whomever her boyfriend does. How do I convince her that being pro-life isn't helping her in the long run?
Can you just wait?
I'm just trying to raise a feminist.
Scroll back up. How old's the daughter?
17.
Yeah, this is definitely more just a rebelling thing.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you think it's like she's being groomed by her boyfriend or pushed into it? She doesn't actually feel this way? Or do you think she's actually rebelling?
I think it's more that she probably didn't want to go to these protests and things, and her parents are probably pretty pushy about their what opinions that she should hold.
Yeah.
Obviously, so she's obviously just being like, nope, opposite of everything because my parents suck.
Yeah. So this is actually the inverse that I mentioned, like the rebelling.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, you also said Planet Parenthood. I know you tried
Planet
to fix it,
Parenthood?
but you said Planet Parenthood.
Planet Parenthood, baby. Okay. So let's continue here. Let's see. This is like an Ask Abby kind of thing. There's a reply. Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose I should say that sometimes we raise children who have different politics from our own. And if this proves to be more than a phase, you have to respect that. Yeah, that's fair enough, right? Yes, that's how it has to be. Alas, I don't feel that way. Some politics are to be challenged at every turn, and there are even those that should result in one being cut off in adulthood, of course. Luckily, she's still in your house and still subject to both your influence and your rules. Inundate her with pro-choice content.
Not gonna help.
Require her to read articles and books that explain why it is important for women to have control of their bodies. Remind her that a person can choose for themselves to never have an abortion, or at least intend not to have one, while respecting the rights of others to choose otherwise. So yeah, she's just saying, I don't believe that you can simply live and let live with politics. You must now indoctrinate her.
Yeah, but she's 17. You know what? That might work if she was like
2
no,
or 5.
No. Like if she was like maybe like 13, 14 and like kind of went to the rally like mildly out of like mild ignorance, you know?
Yeah.
Like she like had an idea of what it was and went because she believes it's just, but then if you inundate her with like things that like this is the opposite opinion, then she'll be like, oh, I didn't realize that. But it doesn't work when they're 17. They generally know what the fuck they're thinking. Even though they're kids.
You can still change your opinions. I did when I was in my 20s.
No, I'm not saying you
can't. But like in 17,
like,
at 17, you're smart enough to have enough reason to be able to figure a few things out on your own.
You're also generally not going to listen to your parents as much.
That too. Okay. Hopefully, you've already had conversations with your daughter about how your family's politics different from those many of your neighbors. It's time those discussions got more frequent and pointed.
No.
Talk about the importance of maintaining one's own values in a relationship. Remind her, as she may have heard otherwise recently, that it isn't the job of a woman to follow what her man does without regard to her personal thoughts and needs. Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, Dev, fuck you.
This may be a long and difficult battle. Hopefully, her interest in overturning abortion rights will be short-lived and she'll move on to another romance. However, young love can be a hell of a drug, and she would hardly be the first girl to acquiesce to some nonsense because of a boy she liked. You need to stay on top of what sort of information she is taking home from this kid. That's her boyfriend. This kid. And figure out how deep his influence goes. Don't allow her to go with him to any conservative events or any other environment where she's likely to face some attempts at indoctrination, especially without telling you. I like how for him it's indoctrination, but for her it's not called indoctrination at all. No, it's called explanation, education.
Yep.
You may want to limit the amount of time she spends around his family. Constantly challenge their politics without attacking them as people. Help her to connect the dots between what she hopefully feels deep inside and how this boyfriend's values differ. Like assuming what she feels. Okay.
Yep.
Resist any urge to just suck it up and allow your daughter to do her own thing politically. You're fighting for her character, her humanity, and her ability to extend empathy to others. You can't let this boy win.
But Jesus Christ, like.
This person's fucking insane, dude.
The author has the mildest of point, which they don't even make properly, is that it depends on her reason. Like, if this is, like, a drastically, like, different, like, she's never done, like, anything like this, and, you know, actually kind of, like, would want to go to the protests with her parents and stuff, you know, but then radically change when she, like, got a boyfriend. Yeah, she's probably falling for the young love trap of, oh my god, I have a boyfriend and I have to listen to everything they say, you know, like...
Yeah. Maybe, possibly.
You know, but like, so then the response makes the slightly good point of being like, yeah, you should probably talk to her about how you don't have to just listen to a boy and like take his values just because he's in a relationship with you.
Now, the thing is,
that's the conversation they should be having, and just that.
Now, it is the case statistically that even without any kind of coercion or manipulation, without any kind of foul play, women tend to take on the politics of their partners more than men do. Mm-hmm. Just seems to be the case.
Yep.
It's not a bad thing, just is what it is.
Yeah.
However, I will point out here that, like, there's she doesn't say it, but there's an implication here that, like, if this attempt fails before she grows up, that you should disown your daughter over a difference in abortion opinions.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Like,
see, you don't disown the daughter. She, like, if she gets pregnant and then suddenly it's just like, oh my god, I need an abortion, you have to be like, well, that sucks for you then, doesn't it?
Yeah, you could do that. You could pull out the whole here we're being consistent now. You can't have an abortion. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like you could be consistent like that.
Yeah.
But also, I find the idea that you should cut your own child off because you're pro-choice and they're pro-life, or vice versa. Frankly, I find that to be pretty distasteful.
Yeah.
Like you can just not talk about it.
Yeah.
You don't got to bring up politics every single fucking Thanksgiving dinner. Like,
that's what Thanksgiving dinners are for, Dev.
Are they?
Politics!
Okay. That's the final article today, guys. We are, in fact, done. Mm-hmm. If you want to support the channel, you can send over a $5 recurring monthly tip through Patreon Subscribestar, the YouTube memberships button, or the gaming channel sub button, Game Boomers, over on Twitch. You can use your Amazon Prime sub. It comes with Amazon. You can do that. That'll get you into the $5 club in my... Stop picking your scab.
I'm not.
That'll get you into the $5 club in my Discord.
Fuck.
Or $100 US to the PayPal. Send me your receipt. We'll put you in the $5 club for life. You can also P.O. Box me whatever packages you want to send me, and we will open them on the stream.
Don't forget to say it only when you get 5. You forget to say that a lot, and then everyone's just like, "Why aren't you opening my package?" Because I'm too lazy.
Also, pinned in the chat is the gaming channel. So click on that shit. Follow that shit. I stream there most nights, or I try to anyway. Usually it's not my fault. And yeah, so please consider supporting the channel. You don't have to, but please consider doing so. Now then, let us read those super chats that came in. Thank you for all the support, guys, by the way. Thank you for all the supers. We will, in fact, read them now. I do appreciate all of your... Where is it? Right here. All of your support. Okay. $20 with nothing. Oh, thank you.
Well, thanks for the $20.
Picking Naomi's scab will get you into the $5 club. Jesus. All right. $5 from Jassa Havens. Thank you. Netflix is changing up a bit. They're even canceled their anti-racist babies cartoon. Also, commercials are going to be a reduced price option. Oh, okay, so you can like get a cheaper subscription with it has commercials.
But that's still like it's no. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay a premium service when my service already had no commercials.
You know what I'll do?
Just pirate because it has no commercials.
Yep. Dude, I have never once paid for Netflix. I've always had like Dave's or like my mom's or someone else's, like some
You
girlfriends
don't
from
even
before.
watch Netflix anyway. I watch
Well,
Netflix.
the few times that I used it, I always
Yeah.
had somebody else's. Stuck for $5. Plot twist: the boyfriend's a feminist and is trying to indoctrinate her into being pro-choice by bringing her to these evil rallies, and it backfired.
Nah, that could be really funny.
That's pretty funny, yeah. Sean King for $10. Thank you. Bone density varies with race. Black people have 3% more density than white people. This is related to calcium uptake and the diet to the vitamin D production in the skin. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I mean,
Yeah, but like, what
you're
if...
racist if you notice.
No. But what if like that's totally fair and true, but that's only if, like, let's just say, like, someone, like, a black person immigrates to, like, just say America, and then, like, they, like, 2 generations later, they're still black, but, like,
Yeah.
they have the diet of, like, your average American white person.
I don't know.
Does the bone density change then? Like,
I don't know.
can they still tell?
Maybe they can just absorb more calcium in the food. Who knows? C. Thomas Peasant for $5. AI. I'm afraid that I must offer my diagnosis. It's blackness, sir. You've been
Yeah.
diagnosed with being black.
No,
Dev,
wait.
when are you marrying this girl?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Argel for $5. Here's the good thing about modern AI. It's a big pile of lineal G. Good fucking luck trying to figure out the weights. It's actually impossible. Yeah, I've heard that. Like, it's all like teaching itself, so you can't really know how it works. Yeah. The Foot Stash for $5. Thank you. Just binge most of your SFO content in the past few weeks. We love your stuff. Also, I got my mom on. Well, keep it up, man. Thanks very much, dude.
Thanks for the extra watcher.
Do you got a hot mom?
No.
Oh, okay.
No one does. No mom
I've
is
seen it.
hot.
I've seen a few hot moms.
Nope. No
I've seen a
mom's
few
hot.
moms. I've seen a few hot
Sorry,
moms.
Dev.
Yeah. Listen, if you got like a hot mom and a hot daughter, and you can get like the double blowjob from both of them at the same time.
No, God, that's incest. Stop being for
listen,
incest.
It's not incest for me. It's incest for them. I don't care about them. I
Yeah,
don't give
but
a shit.
it's weird. Stop being pro-incest.
I'm
even
not
if
being
you're-
pro-incest.
Yes, you are.
I'm not being pro-incest.
Dev is pro-incest.
There's
2022.
no pro-incest here because
Yes, it
I'm
is.
not fucking anybody related to me, and I'm the one who matters.
No.
Okay. Here, let's see. What's the next one? Jessel Havens for $5. Thank you. It's like people getting upset when they said that organ transplants work best when the donor is the same race, and they think it's racist. Is that actually true? I don't even know it does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Look at the duality of man. The duality of man. Naomi Copen base Naomi. It's called Wincest Naomi.
No, it's bad.
Make Naomi a hot mom.
Ew, no.
Okay.
Hashtag yeet the baby.
Yeet the baby. Just so happens for $5. If an AI saw your hand bones, Dev, it could tell you're Canadian by the extra bone in your hand.
Oh.
Is there an extra bone in my hand for being Canadian?
No,
Oh.
I think it's a joke.
Okay.
Okay.
Dev is pro-incest. Naomi is pro-Shotokan.
Nope, I'm not. Sorry.
You're pro-lolly. That's right.
No, I'm not. I'm pro big boobed Amazon woman.
Oh, because they're brown, right? You're a racist.
Yep.
Okay. Dr. Jenkin for Australian dollars. Thank you. Dev, I think you would get more super chats and it's more interactive if you read them after each article rather than at the end. Just a suggestion. Cheers.
That's actually a really good suggestion.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't get any.
Yeah, but that's fine. Then they don't get to. Then they have to wait till the next article and
I
the
guess.
tangent of the
All
article
right.
is done.
Okay. Just happens for $2. It's not their fault she paid for skirt physics. I think that was the Lotad girl. Yeah, with her skirt. Good Mitchie, wish me happy birthday. I love you guys. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Just so happens for $5. Metaverse anti-grope shield. Only $299.99 for a 3-foot wide shield. $499.99 for a 5-foot wide shield. Oh, baby.
That's gonna be a reality.
Yeah. Just so happens for $2. Probably actual Metaverse employees who did it to her.
Probably. Yeah.
Jesus. Just so happens for $5. It's like Caitlyn and Bruce Jenner. They actually look somewhat passable in the Time magazine coming out shoot, but IRL without Photoshop, they're just like men. Yeah. Here's the thing. Like I've seen some trans girls, probably because they transition younger and they've been transitioning for a while. That like no makeup or anything. They're just like, yeah, I'm just a girl with a penis. It's like, oh, wow,
Mhm.
just literally just a fucking anime.
It's because they started transitioning when they were like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House of Haas for $2. He teabagged her teabags with real nuts activity. House of Haas for $2. Monkey cocaine. That's what creates monkeypox.
Probably.
And this is the last one here. adherent to Lady Columbia for $20. Sargon was talking about using the left's language and methods to subvert their logic using terms such as "we, the English
start
tribe."
over. You slurred like that whole...
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Sargon has been talking about using the left's language and methods to subvert their logic using terms such as "we, the English tribe," or the Liverpoolians as a means to combat the left. I don't know if this will work. Thoughts? Yeah, you basically have to do that. Like I've seen, I've said on Twitter that the English people are the indigenous inhabitants of England. And I've had people get like irrationally angry at me on like, how fucking dare you? And I was like, but it's true, isn't it? Like if Native people are indigenous to Canada and the United States, and if, various tribes of various locations, aren't the English the indigenous tribe of England? Yes, they are. But if you say that, so basically, if you want to show these people to be like the ridiculous racists that they are, yeah, you do have to use their own language. You do have to say things like, yes, I am native to England as an Englishman, and you are an immigrant, a foreigner. And it's like, well, you know what? They'll get pissed at that because they were born there. But like an Indian person who was born in England is like, well, I was born here. It's like, yes, but if we're talking about ethnicity, then it turns out that, yes, I am indigenous to this place and you are not. It's like,
I mean, in my opinion at this point is if you were born in the country, you're good. Now you're
okay, if I was born in Nigeria, am I Nigerian?
Yep.
That's ridiculous. And you
I
know
don't care.
And you fucking
That's
know
how I
That's
feel
ridiculous.
about it. You always call me ridiculous whenever we had to have this conversation. I've stopped caring because everyone's racist and everything's racist, so I don't care if you were born in a country or now native to the country.
So
That's how it goes.
So the
I don't care.
Anita Sarkeesian point of view is everything is racist and you have to combat it all and point it all out. The Naomi point of view is everything is racist and good.
It's just,
just how it is.
Just how it
just
is.
swim in your racism.
Yep.
Just like you have the longest history. No, you don't. China does. China has a longer history than the UK. But anyway, guys, is that it for Super Chats? I think it is. I'll give it one final refresh just to see. That's it. All right, guys. That's the end. Thanks for being here. Naomi and I have to go out to your sister's now.
Oh. Well, I have to text her to see if she's awake.
Just go wake her up. I don't fucking care.
No, that's mean.
Who cares?
What would I...
I want this job done. We're doing it now. Okay?
Oh, my fucking God.
And then we're going to go out for lunch, I guess.
Yeah, you just want to go out for lunch, you fat fuck.
Yes, I do. Okay, guys, we'll see you later. Goodbye.